Good afternoon to you. The judge could choose 40 years minimum in prison or a life in prison for Aiden Fucci. He took the maximum sentence possible and told Aiden Fucci this morning, just after 9:30 or so, you will spend the rest of your life in prison. Strong words, a strong sentence, because remember, we're talking about a 16-year-old, but also the judge describes this case as one of the most shocking he has ever dealt with in his 30-plus years of working in Northeast Florida. So for more about what happened with that particular sentence, which only took maybe 30 minutes or so, we're going to toss things over to Taylor Levesque, who was in the courtroom. Taylor, what was it like inside?
Well, the Bailey family had their eyes fixed on Circuit Judge Lee Smith as he told Aiden Fucci he would be spending the rest of his life in prison. Fucci himself, though, didn't visibly have any reaction, but members of the Bailey family could be heard crying after he made his decision.
I adjudicate you guilty of the premeditated first-degree murder of Tristyn Bailey. I sentence you to life in prison.
Moments after Aiden Fucci learned his fate, Tristyn Bailey's mom broke down in the embrace of her husband.
Her body is no longer present on this earth. However, her spirit lives on through each and every one of you.
Judge Smith says he considered all of the evidence, victim impact statements, hundreds of letters, as well as Fucci's age and motivations.
It was not a crime of passion. It was not a crime that was committed because he felt rejected by her. It was not done in a fit of uncontrollable anger. There was no reason. There was no purpose. It was done for no other reason than to satisfy this defendant's internal desire to feel what it was like to kill someone.
Responding to the family's earlier testimony about how the crime had broken and damaged them, he urged them to try to peacefully move forward, saying it's what their daughter would have wanted.
Allow Bailey Sunday Fun Days to return to your home. Allow laughter to return to your home. The healing process takes time, and you have to move through the stages, and you have to allow each other to move through the stages at your own pace.
Because Fucci is a juvenile, 16 now but 14 when the crime was committed, he is eligible for a sentence review after 25 years, but when he does turn 18, he will be transferred to general population out of Florida State Prison. Just a lot of emotions around all day today. Jessica?
Right, indeed. All right, Taylor, thank you. You know, right after court ended, Tristyn Bailey's family met with media outside of the courthouse. And this is significant because we really haven't had a chance to talk with them since the crime has taken place. Her father was the only one to really speak before the media, flanked by dozens of law enforcement officers. He thanked the judge for the maximum sentence possible in this case, saying they believe this is the right verdict. Tristyn's father also thanked everyone, from the sheriff to the bailiffs in the courthouse. And, you know, he even thanked the news media. He also addressed the apologies that were sent by Aiden Fucci and Fucci's family members. Skeptical of some of them, but he had a different message for Aiden Fucci's grandmother, who testified.
Foremost to his grandmother, your apology on the stand really touched us. It was the first time anyone in your family had acknowledged it, and we feel for you as we could tell how much you are hurting. With respect to the apology letter from Aiden, from his behavior at court, at no point has his actions fell in line with the letter.
Tristyn's father also thanked almost everybody he could think of. I mean, he was really naming people by their first name, which was so impressive to see. And the family hopes now to begin shifting the attention to Tristyn Bailey's legacy. That kind of opened a door for, well, what is next? And the family attorney for Tristyn Bailey's family, he told me a foundation has been started in her name, and it will focus on youth mental health. Tonight at 5:30, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what her father said when it comes to social media and those cell phones that we all have and what it means when children have these cell phones. Remember, this was a case involving children. We're live in St. Johns County. Jessica Clark, First Coast News. Back to you.
Indeed it was, Jessica. Thank you. And if you've missed any of our coverage from this week, you can watch the sentencing of Aiden Fucci right now on our website, firstcoastnews.com, and in the First Coast News app.